good writer always has a really good editor generally. And the challenge as a writer is to remove words that actually are just fillers. And the challenge as a writer, whether it's a copywriter or whether you're writing a book, is, sure, visualization and novels, it's maybe a little bit of a different thing. But if you're writing a non-fiction book, is to go, okay, you can take a 20-word sentence and remove about half of it if you're really, really brutal. And it'll be more impactful because it's not too long, didn't read. I read it because it had everything I needed in it. So the art of writing is certainly great. And I really invoke editors quite often when I write and going, okay, be brutal, you can strip out 10%, 20%, because the challenge as a writer is that you gave birth to the words and the sentences and the paragraphs. So they're like your children. So when someone edits your work, it's like they're killing your children.
The way, it's really interesting that you come at it with that perspective, because I think my process of writing actually takes a lot of the emotion out of it, because I find that if it's my first draft, I get quite attached to my first draft, and I think this is an absolute masterpiece. How dare you edit this? So what I actually do to get around that is I in my own process, I know that I've got 2 edits of my own writing before I give it to my editor. So I'm actually very old school. So if you look around my desk here, which I don't know if you can see, I've got a whole bunch of really good pens, fountain pens, and a load of paper. And, my first draft is always done on pen and paper.
Wow. Okay.
I would then go and stick it into these drawers behind me here for at least 24 hours, 48 if possible, 28 if I'm 24, I should say, if I'm on a massive time crunch. I'll then not look at it for 24 to 48 hours, and then I'll take it out of that and I'll use a red marker and go and strip out and edit and do all of that kind of stuff until I write it onto my second draft. I write that onto paper again. And then I go for the same process, stick it in the drawer, 24 to 48 hours. And the third time I'll take it out, I'll remove what I think needs to be removed. And it's always removing. I'm never adding. I'm always removing things.
Yep.
And I'll then type it up and send it to my editor. And then she would then go through and go, hey, there's still 10% in here, which I think you can get rid of.
Yep.
And after that's stripped away, then it's pretty close to the finished product.